Welcome to the Mindstorm Productions podcast with your hosts, Mindstorm and Auntie Ange.
Hello.
Hiya.
How you doing?
Got to go. Oh, look, I got a bleachy top on.
What have you done to that?
Bleach. And then I've got more bleach somewhere else. This is me doss about kind of top.
I'm running behind a little.
See? I wasn't discreetly showing you the bits. I was just showing my bleachers.
Who's going to make it rude?
No. I look tired. I've been sort of like reading a bit about ghosts. So it made me, but I was like, oh sugar, I've done me blah blah blah. Just turning me tablet off. And I went like, got ready for the podcast. Oh dear, I've been wearing my heart crystal lately. It's supposed to be white. I've got to Google what it means. Look, it's supposed to be white, but look at it. It's gone.
Oh yeah.
That's white.
Well, I can see a hint of blue on it.
Yeah.
And it's also going to reflect the blue that's
I know,
around
it's
us.
good, isn't it? So, hello everybody.
Hello.
How are we all?
Yes, tell us about your...
I've been around
Week.
with friends and had lunch, which was really nice. And I saw my old man that I like talking to. He's 89. Because he said I look sad on Friday, so I called in today to show him like, yee, because I'm going to visit my sister, so I won't be seeing him in the week. I'm off to my sister's tonight.
Yes,
going to haunt
abandon
her.
us. How rude.
It's not.
Rude. That's right, house to myself. Well,
There you
I've
have
got
it.
Callum.
And you got your girlfriend turning
And
up in a
Emily.
minute. But she's only stopping for 24 hours. She's using and abusing us. That's not good
How
enough.
rude,
That's
Emily.
Rude. We'll have to have words with her when I see her. How rude.
You know, she's not even watching this
Do you
podcast
know
right now.
what? No, I know she's too busy driving down here.
I don't care what
Anyway,
she's doing.
she
She
ma-
needs to whip up her phone, put it on a little holster, and put the podcast
Well,
on.
she doesn't have to watch us. You can just hear us.
No. She's
But
got to watch.
she did
Just
say-
like the
see-
rest of you.
She sent me a message this morning. She went, hello, Al. Yeah, I didn't naughty. I'll tell you what I did to him a couple of days ago. And she says, well, I'm back down next week. Nobody can see that under your mug. Yeah, I was in the car and I had his phone in my hand. And his girlfriend. Oh, that's it. We had the sat nav or something on, didn't we?
No, we had
it?
had the camera on.
That was it. 'Cause you
I was
was
trying to
looking
keep an eye out for a
for
parcel.
delivery.
Yeah,
And
a parcel was meant to come in the morning and it never came. It actually came about 6 hours late. Like, I don't mind that it came late. I'm just like hoping it didn't go to another house. That's all. I was worried. I've been trying to chase it up and everything.
So
But anyway, I had the camera on. I've been watching it because I had my brother keep an eye out for the parcel. But then he had to go, so I whipped the camera up and keep an eye on it. I would have voiced the guy, be like, "Hello, just leave it on the side. Just leave it on the front." And I asked Auntie Ange to look after my phone for me, keep an eye on it, just
when
in
he was
case
driving, I was a
while I was
passenger.
driving, because I'm a good boy.
And then Emily sent him a text, and then I went,
Yes.
if she didn't send me the text, I never would have thought about this.
Well, sent me the message.
I sent you the message on your phone, and I was holding your phone. And then I phoned her,
Yes.
and
the thing is,
he gave me the most
suddenly
evil...
my car just suddenly
I
just
forgot
goes.
you was going through your car, though. That's the problem.
Yeah,
I forgot.
my car just suddenly goes. I was like, I was confused at first, and then they're like, I think it took like 2 seconds, and then I was just like, silly of me to trust Auntie Ange with my phone, wasn't it? I know I keep looking that way because I haven't got the other camera up.
So I just keep looking at you. So his look, he looked like he was going to kill me and murder me.
You know what I should have done? Saw the nearest tree, absolutely swiggled the car and drifted it that way into the tree.
But then you would have wrote your car off. And then your airbags would have protected me. Don't you
Worth
mean
it.
you wanted to be roll and drop?
worth it.
He doesn't mean it. He doesn't mean it. But yeah, I sort of like had fun there.
So I was not too happy about that.
Hey, look, right. Toffees is one of my favourite things. Once I pop them, I can't stop. Yeah, these toffees.
Toffees.
Toffees. That's it.
Fifi.
Okay. I never get anything right, so it's me.
Just think of the Fifis that you used to love.
Toffee.
You know Fifi's a little flower character.
I know.
Just say it's Fifi.
Toffee. Right.
Go on.
I am such a kind, loving mother, and Emily's not tried any of these. She tried my white one. I was generous to give them one of my white ones. So I'm going to give them a little row. They've got 1.5 each. Mindstorm and Emily have 1.5 each. Now, isn't that so kind of me? And I love them.
She knows I don't like toffee.
Oh, does that mean you're not going to have one?
No, I'll have them. I actually don't mind these. I think it's because the toffee's a lot thinner.
You're not supposed to eat it yet. You're supposed to eat it with your girlfriend.
Whoa, okay.
Does anybody remember Rolo? Give your loved one the last Rolo.
I don't like
Hey,
Rolos.
actually, yeah, no, you won't, yeah, because you don't like caramel. So yeah, that's a good idea, isn't it?
I don't like when caramel gets
I know
thick.
I might do that for somebody actually. Give them
Yeah.
my last Rolo, yeah.
By the way, hello, typical boy. I saw you, don't worry. I went roller skating
Hello.
today. Since when were the 80s so deadly? I got a
Very.
I got a
Before
roller,
health and safety set in.
I got a roller skating story for you, so I'll have to tell you that in a bit.
Yeah, we'll let people wind up and come in first, most probably.
And then
I'm leaning on you.
what was it?
Lean
Yeah, I
on
don't
me.
mind Twix. Like it's got a bit of caramel, but it's thin. You remember Rolo?
I do. I remember Rolo. Is Rolo still going by any chance? I'm going to have to look when I go shopping next
Last
time.
I remember it was.
I know what I'm going to do with my last Rolo.
Yeah, how about the roller skating story? You know this one.
I was there when it happened.
So, was that with the cousins?
No, that was... We used to go to a roller disco.
Yeah, I know that, but
honestly.
didn't they come over? Because I was racing them, remember?
I don't know. I can't remember
it
that
was.
bit. I just remember you injured yourself.
Yeah. So, yeah, I went roller skating, and I was a little boy at the time.
Must have been about 6, 7. Did I have Katie?
I can't remember. But yeah, I think we had the cousins, because then like we were doing like a race. Because I didn't know how to stop on roller skates properly yet. So what I'd do is I'd, have something like a wall or an object to kind of like hands out. Like I won't just full pelt it and then hands out, but like I'll have hands out and slow myself down. But I was absolutely full pelting it, wasn't I? And there was a bench that I slowed myself down a few times. And then suddenly it's just like, right on the mouth.
He
I could have
split
lost my
his gun.
teeth.
I know you could have lost your teeth, and you split your gun wide open. And then I had to take you to hospital to get your mouth stitched up. Well, your gum, you had to get it stitched up, and I
the thing
can't
I-
do needles.
The thing I remember was the stitches that it tickled.
Yeah, there's me being brave mum, sitting holding your hand, and you were being brave, and I'm going, please don't pass out, please don't pass out, please don't pass out, because I've had to sit down and have what she needs. Oh gosh, yeah. Anyway, so he had to live on Weetabix or anything soft.
Soft, yeah.
For God knows how many weeks.
And then I remember when the chunk of gum finally came out with the rest of the stitching. It finally came out, and that was it. I don't know if that's why. I don't know if any of this is like. That's normal, isn't it? Like it's not like guns. They seem normal, don't they? Yeah. So I haven't really had any permanent issues with it.
And then I got a phobia against knees. You know, nails down a blackboard. That's me with knees. I'm just. And the amount of times him and his brother have damaged the knees, and I've been in A&E with their knees, and I'm
Should I tell them the knee story? I think it'd be perfect. No, Auntie Ange, you gotta listen. So
no,
I was doing.
I'm not listening.
So I discovered at one point that I was able to jump over a whole set of bench and chairs. You know, like you get at a park, a picnic, park or something. You get those big tables with the benches that are attached to them. Good. Well, I learned I could jump over them. I was really good at it. That was until one of my friends decided to chase me. And when he chased me, because I went to jump over to get away, because he won't be able to jump over, he'd have to go around, which slows him down.
Still can hear him, try not to hear him.
And I jumped over, but I jumped wrong. And all of a sudden, it was just like a doom. Right on the table. And it felt like a horrific bruise. It was just really bruised. And so then I'm limping down, because my school, because I was in secondary school, and like there's a little long road to the primary school where my siblings used to go to, and I used to walk down to meet my family there, and we all go home together. I limped down all the way there, and I told you I hurt myself, didn't I? And then we got home, and I said my leg's feeling wet, didn't I? Turns out, so we rolled the trousers up. Blood.
Oh!
Blood everywhere. I gashed my knee open. So we had to go to the local A&E, didn't we? The minor injuries unit, and get that, what was it, glued, and they put the butterfly stitches on, didn't they? And I had to keep my legs straight for like, how long? It was quite a while.
I don't know. Don't bring back memories.
And then, was it a few years later?
Shin.
No. The other knee. I was racing friends in school. We had PE.
Do you know what? I might leave this podcast and come back in a minute when you finish with the story.
We had PE. I don't know what you call this in other countries, but it's like, you know, exercise and, you know, physical activity stuff, doing sports and that. So afterwards, we decided me and my friends were racing each other back to the changing rooms. And I'm pelting it because I used to be the fast kid. And there's this thing our school has. It's a shoe brush. So it's like this metal pole that comes up, goes down.
Isn't it, to get
and like in the middle, it's got like a railing with a brush, but it also has 2 extra railings that stick out the side, and they're shoe brushes too. Now, I was trying to run around it. I wasn't going to jump over it this time. This wasn't a jumping incident. I was actually trying to run around it, but I wasn't curving out enough. I was only slowly coming out, and then just as I got too close to it, and like sharp metal edges, I then smacked my knee right into it, and I'm still like, I'm slowing down, trying to slow myself down while my legs are just going do 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 do.
Then you passed out, didn't you?
No, I didn't. Everyone keeps thinking I did, but I didn't. That's what bothered me. It's because they laid me down when I didn't want to. So yeah, and then I can see the lovely wound on my leg, and I was kind of giggling a little, but also I felt a bit stomach. And then the teachers come along and they just kind of like, come on, let's lay you down. Just like, oh, okay. It was so embarrassing because like they laid me down and put a blanket over me as if, and as far as I know, I didn't pass out. So, and then they bring an ambulance.
Did when you had an injection?
Yeah, well, that's because I don't like needles and I didn't eat that day. Yeah, they brought an ambulance out and everything, I thought, but I do think it was a bit of a not really worth an ambulance drive, to be honest. But it's my first time in an ambulance, so it's an experience. But you know how it is a waste of funds, isn't it? So, yeah, I had an ambulance ride to the hospital, and then they did that leg, and I had to keep that off. And it reached a point where like the weight on it was kind of hurting a bit.
And then last year he dislocated his elbow.
And a few days ago I've pulled my shoulder. It hurts. That's
I never
because
saw that out, no.
that's because if anyone saw my Minecraft stream that never did Minecraft because it turns out it wasn't working at the day. I showed off what the office looked like. Well, now it looks different. And I had to single-handedly lift my insanely heavy equipment by myself.
Well, you could have asked.
No one was in the house. I was here alone.
Surely could wait a few minutes.
If you not realise, I was up till like 7 in the morning organising everything, doing the prints and stuff. Yeah, I spent a whole afternoon, evening.
I don't really take notice of you boys. When people ask me questions about you boys, I'm like,
I spent a whole... So, you know
I
what?
don't know.
The thing is, like, cause you did dinner, right? And then I took it upstairs and I was still organising, wasn't I? Literally, the moment after we watched that movie, it was just me non-stop organising, rearranging.
Yeah, but yeah, that. When people ask what you lot up to, I'll be like, I don't know.
I know. I spent that whole, since 4 o'clock till 7 in the morning, non-stop, organising and arranging my office. And then doing that with the printing, t-shirt printing.
Did you disturb me in my sleep?
I don't think so.
Did you put the dog on my bed?
I might have done.
Blue has a cuddle now and again.
But yeah, so...
Star doesn't. I think Star's grateful that Blue goes on my bed. Gives her a break. Oh, thank God I got a break from the dog.
But yeah, so my office now looks nice and spacious. And it's much easier to do stuff. So I'm glad I rearranged it. I've been planning that for a while. And I finally did it. I do that though. Like, even when I was at uni, I'd rearranged the bedrooms a couple of times throughout the year. Because, like... I tried to find new ways to make it more spacious, but also, you know, a change of scenery.
My back's aching a bit today. Anyway, stretching out my back, sorry, because it's aching. So... Oh, I passed my exam on Monday.
Yes.
I sat there and I finished doing it. We had to do it in the classroom because obviously struggling with the internet still. So I said to my lecturer, I've done. She goes, do you want to check it? I went, no, because then I double question myself. So shall I just, are you ready for me to push finish? So she stood there and I went, finished. And I went, what's happened? And she went, you passed. What do you mean I passed? She went, look, Angela, it's there, you passed. I was like, what? Oh, I passed. But I couldn't find the grade, and then by then it zapped off. So now I'm doing payrolls.
That's your next thing to do.
Yes. I've got to still do the soccer course. I've got to sit and do that. But I'm going to my sister's after the podcast.
Yeah.
Getting my stuff ready. Then I'm shooting off to go and see my sister. So I'm taking my college course with me. Oh, and there's one more thing I need to do.
See Emily before you go.
Yes. I like winding her up. So yes, so that's that bit of excitement. And I'm going to go there for a couple of days. And while I'm there, I'm going to do my soccer course. And then she'll be off darts Tuesday night. So I'll be in the house on my own. Doing stuff. She'll be going, sure you don't want to come? I'll be going, I'm fine. I'll have a blanket over me and a hot water bottle and them little black flies.
Got it.
Do you ever keep getting loads of little black flies around the place? They're doing my head in.
Pyrocynical had that issue as well. If
Who?
anyone watches him, the YouTuber I watch, he's a British YouTuber. He had the same issue. He had no idea where they came from. He was confused.
Oh, I had to take a friend to hospital early hours Tuesday morning.
Oh yeah, you did, didn't you?
And I was standing there, sitting in the waiting room, and a fly was around me. And I said to him, "Do I stink or something?" Because I had a little fly around me. I said, "Do I stink?" You know the old comedies where somebody's sitting there and if they're stinky, they always have fly around them. I said, "Do I stink?" Because I got this little fly around me, and he just laughed at me. Just laughed and he moaned because you're a weirdo. Why am I a weirdo? Because we went early hours Tuesday morning because I crashed out at his because I knew I was going to end up taking him to hospital. And I took him back in the morning and I sat there and I think, oh God, I'm cold in the car, so I went into A&E to him. And there's a little kid screaming in the corridor, so I went, pretend to put my rubbish in the bin. Well, I did put some rubbish in the bin. And then I got talking to a little toddler and everything. And he was texting me weirdo and all stuff. And I didn't realise he was texting me until I started walking back down to him. The corridor. And I was like, oh, you cheeky little blader.
What's that?
And when I was walking to him in the corridor, because I couldn't see him, because my eyes suddenly went funny because the light set my eyes funny. I go, Evans, where are you? My eyes are gone funny. He's right at the bottom. So... yeah, so he's calling me a weirdo. And then he went, that child has stopped screaming since you talked to it. I went, yeah, I know. That's what I do. I talk to children and they stop being screaming. But I couldn't get Paw Patrol
We all know what really happened. Auntie Ange went over to the little toddler while no one was looking. There we go. Good night.
No, you rotten sausage. No! So yeah, he was calling me a little weirdo because I talked to little kids. I do it when you go around the supermarket and you hear them screaming the aisles down. I go, oh, is that you that makes all that noise? And they go, And it's great. You pull faces at them. And I say to the parents, don't worry about it. I have fooled myself. I know what it's like. And then just carry on shopping. And you don't hear a bloody peek. And my mate couldn't believe it when he...
No, you. Carry on.
My mate couldn't believe it that I was talking to kids. He goes, they soon shut up after you talk to them. I went, I know. But I did get Paw Patrol wrong. I called it completely something different.
Do you know what you called it?
I can't remember. But I haven't got any babies anymore, so I don't know what's going on. I was in but the night gardens or whatever was coming in, as you lot were going on the other end. Mine is like Teletubbies, the Tweenies, taller than you. I'm taller than you.
Good.
And then I've got Fifi.
Yeah.
You know, and Bob the Builder. That's my Thomas the Tank Engine.
Just don't know the new stuff.
I don't.
There is one cartoon I've heard of that I think apparently is good quality for a kids show, which I think is good because it's good that the standards.
I don't like Thomas the Tank Engine now.
Oh, the new one, nah.
No, I like the old stuff.
Yeah, as Auntie Ange said, I pull faces at them. So whenever they look at me and stuff, I'll be there, I'll be like.
And they go.
And they look at me like.
It's great to do. It's fun.
Yeah, I used because when I used to work in an Indian restaurant, and people come collect their food and go. Like they come, they'll wait a bit, collect the food and go. And then one of them brought their kid in, and they're just kind of sitting at a table or something while they're waiting. Or I think they came and ordered food, and they actually waited the whole time. And they had their kid there, and the kid would poke up from the table and look at me, and I'd just be like, and then the kid would just it's so funny. I did it recently with...
The English don't talk to the kids, do they? But I do. I talk to anybody.
The English don't talk to anybody.
And then my mate, we went and had his bloods done. And in the nurse, I think they're called health something, because they do the bloods. They then says, oh yeah, you can go in the waiting room. Well, I was so busy talking to the bloke and the woman, and we're on about men and stuff like that. And then I thought, well, I best go back to the waiting room to my mate, because I think he popped off to go and have a fag. So there I'm sitting there waiting for him. And he come back and says, have you had your fag? He went, no, they dragged me into the other room. And he looked like he was going to burst into tears. Because because his knuckle was out here. And he got told that it's seriously infected. It could damage his tendons in his knuckle, and he's going to have an operation. But when he's 6 foot whatever tall, and he looked like he was going to burst into tears. So I had to stand up and give him a hug, and my arm around his waist.
You're just like,
I'm around his tummy because I'm so small. So I go, oh, come here, give him a hug, because he looked like he was going to burst into tears. It was kind of, and he goes, I've only come in for an infection in the knuckle. I didn't realise how bad it was going to be. I did warn you, did tell you.
Gotta keep your hands clean.
And then because he was messing with bloody. Because what he did, he was breaking up a toilet, and the piece of the thingy fell off.
Especially a toilet. Ooh.
And then next day with this cut, he was cleaning out dirty water. So yes, he's had a bit of a shock, and a good dose of antibiotics. He's had it, and then he had to go next day and have an operation on his finger. So, and his hand's not hurting him.
That's what Caino says about kid shows.
Yeah. Name kids shows characters. And then so bless him, yeah. And there's me thinking, well, when the anaesthetic wears off, he's going to be in so much pain on you have the operation on Thursday. So I phoned him up Thursday, said, how's your finger doing? He goes, it's all right. Any pain? And he went, no. I was all gutted. I was seriously gutted, because I was hoping he was going to suffer. You know when you have an operation that night, you're like, yeah, everything's okay, it's fine. And the next day when the anaesthetic wears off, you're like, oh my God, what's happened to me? I'm in so much pain. I thought I was going to have one of them, and I haven't. And I'm all pissed off. I was telling my mate Friday when she turned up for lunch. She went, that's a bit evil of you, Ange, wanting him to be in pain.
You want him to suffer.
Like, yeah,
that's you, though. Kind of saying... so he says he's had countless infections, never anything that serious. One time I had an infection in my knee, and my knee went numb at work, but that was the worst I've had.
I had an infection in the face for 3 years. It wouldn't go with it. just wouldn't leave. When I first at the house, when we first moved here, I had an infection in the face. And it took it over 3 years for it to go. Then I had terrible headaches, which made me then violently sick. And then the hospital thought once, because Callum had to take me to hospital, they thought I had meningitis. Because I had all the symptoms of meningitis. And your brother thought I nearly died in his car.
Bloody hell.
Because apparently, I didn't realise this until he was telling, because he shoved me in the waiting room in A&E right under a light, and the light was driving my eyes scattering, going, please, can you just move me from the lights? It was really because I wasn't walking, I was shuffling. But I think
wouldn't you?
I think my friend's remedies helped me recover. Because I always said to her, I think if it weren't for your turning up with some remedies, I think I would have been a lot worse. So she gave me these remedies, and
Sorry.
and yeah, and because I was giving Callum instructions how to get to the hospital, because I was violently sick and then I lost my eyesight. And my friend did that. One of my friends did that, and she had infection on the brain, and the doctor said if I didn't take her to hospital, she would have died. So that was going through my head. But then when I was coming back to be me again, Callum said that I went like stiff as cardboard in his car. I completely went stiff and that, and he thought I was going to die on him. Oh, bless him.
Oh,
I know.
but that gave him a bit of a scare.
Yeah, because I went, what? I went stiff. He went, yeah. I said, I thought I was sitting down. He went, no, your body just went
Rigor mortis
stiff.
already kicking in.
He said, you just suddenly went stiff in the car. Because I'm going this roundabout, go straight over the roundabout, and I can just barely see through my eyes. But apparently my body then just went stiff for quite a while.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, so that frightened him. So he loves his mum deep down.
Of course he
I've
does.
got to find it.
He
but
denies
he's there
it, but you know it.
Somewhere there. He does. Anyway, shall we talk about funny food? I thought about funny food today. And that's...
Just do one quick more thing with Caino saying, I know that feeling my ears are constantly infected due to a condition called otitis externa, if I pronounce that right, which is basically dermatitis on the inside of the ears.
That's fascinating. Right, sea moss. Sea moss seems to be a good thing. It's like it's got lots of properties. That's why I'm going. My sister's is to give her this sea moss.
Yeah.
And then as I was reading the properties in it, it's got all the natural vitamins. And you know your body has bacteria in it, and you've got your good bacteria. Apparently it helps to build up the good bacteria. So you never know, if you have that in your stomach and you get some sea moss and make some sea moss up, that good bacteria might help with the ears because of the flow of blood and stuff like that. So give sea moss a try. And then when I was reading the properties to my sister, what the sea moss does, because she got a stomach gut issue, it says it's good for lungs. So I'm going there and we're going to start trying it together. She goes, oh no, you try it first and tell me you get on. I went, no, we will do it together. So I've got it. I was supposed to soak it for 8 hours and get there and make the rest of it when I'm at her house, but that ain't going to happen. So I'll have to do it all tomorrow. And then we're going to try it tomorrow. So I'm going to have 4 days, because you have, when you've done it, you can put it in a smoothie. You only need a teaspoon a day. So it comes in a packet, looks like sea moss, seaweed.
Yeah.
And then you soak it for 8 hours, and then you've got to cook it for and then you cook it till it goes to like a gelatine, and then you put it through a blender. So yeah, so that's why I'm going there to my sister to sort it out, and then we're going to learn how to do eBay.
Okay.
Anyway.
So, now onto the topic.
Excuse me, coughing.
Actually, we don't really have that long left, to be honest.
I know.
No, I know. I'm not. I'm just letting you know. I've just checked the time. I didn't realise. It's unavoidable because of my work. They force me to wear ear defenders all day, every day. The over-ear ones don't work because they crush my glasses into the sides. It really sucks, doesn't it?
Ouch.
Workplaces are a
But
nightmare.
try sea moss, because you don't know, because you're working on the inside of your gut and you're working on the inside of your body. It can help the outer side of the body, even though it's in your ears. It can. I do lots of alternative treatments, because sometimes doctors don't
Louder.
work. Sorry. Anyway, I do alternative treatments because they don't work. Anyway, food. I was thinking that when I was talking to my 89-year-old gentleman today. I was thinking toad in the hole.
Yeah, so while we're
me
talking
go,
about
topics.
it, if you guys have any funny foods you know of.
There used to be hedgehog crisps about when you was kids, and like little puffer things, and you put them in your mouth. And I've got to find the piggy ones, and you put them in, pop. I've got to find out what they're called and ask the crisp house to do them again. Anyway, so, and hedgehog crisps, and people thought they were actually made out of hedgehogs, and they eventually got banned because somebody joked and said, we actually make these out of hedgehogs. No, they were just called hedgehog crisps because they just had a pattern on it.
This is why companies put really dumb disclaimers on products, because the amount of dumb people. So Toad in the Hole, as you said.
Yep.
The thing with that one, every time I heard that name, so you know how toads will have like their babies in their back, like the holes. I always imagine that. Always imagine that.
Ooh.
Yeah. I wonder if I could grab an image of it. But yeah, Toad in the Hole is one of them. I quite like that, actually.
And funny enough, because when I was talking to this 89-year-old, he's from Sri Lanka. So I asked him and said to him, what was it like when you first heard of Toad in the Hole? What would you think? And he's sort of like laughing away. I said, I bet you thought we were eating toads and stuff.
Yeah, they have holes in their body. And that's where the baby's chilling.
Oh, that's disgusting. Oh.
Yes, Google's
I wonder
awkward.
that's why they called it Toad in the Hole, because of that.
That's a good point. I won't... No, that one's Photoshop. I won't show it because, people that don't like the whole thing. But yeah, you know how like they have the holes in the back with the babies that go in. Caino says, cheesecake.
Yeah.
There is no cheese in the cake. Why is it a cheesecake? The idea of a cake made of cheese is disgusting, but cheesecake is delicious.
Yeah, because it's soft
creamy.
cheese, isn't it? Oh, can we not do any more?
I'm going to close it.
Yeah, and also another one, which is a Staffordshire thing, is the Staffordshire oatcakes. A lot of people think Staffordshire oatcakes is a cake, and it's not. It's a bit like a flat pancake or a wrap, but with Staffordshire oatcakes. So when I always say to people, oh, miss me oatcakes, they think I'm talking about the biscuits, and they bring me the biscuits, and I'm like, damn. Because I always say to people, let me make you a Stokey's breakfast, and a Stokey breakfast is Staffordshire oatcakes.
I think... Carry on.
And then you put your cheese, or you can have ham, you wrap it up, or you can put your cheese and egg, bacon, blah, 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 blah. Or you can just have that without the cheese. So I've done it a few times here with you. Sorry, you got an eyelash loose there. So that's another one. So a lot of people think, so it's because it's got the word cake on it,
cake.
They think it's a cake.
I think my first idea of cheesecake is something breaded, like toasted or something, with like thick layers of cheese on the inside, of melted cheese.
But yeah, so that's one, isn't it? So we've got Toad in the Hole, Staffordshire oatcakes, cheesecake, but I think it's because it's made with soft cheese, isn't it? Really, that's why it gets called cheese.
This got censored by YouTube. Wait, hang on. I might not if I just do that. There we go. It didn't get censored.
Why? What was?
No, it wasn't censored. Fish fingers. Fish don't have fingers. This is clearly a lie built by the government to control the masses.
You know why it's called fish fingers, though, don't you?
Because
the person who made the freeze and froze the first bit of fish was called Fingers.
Really?
So I think that's what it is supposed to be about. Yeah, it's about his name, because that's why it comes up with fish fingers, because they first experimenting freezing a fish.
There's a food on here called Rumble de Thumps.
I have never known that one. That looks like cauliflower and cheese to me.
Sounds like a character from a fairy tale.
Cabbage, potato, and onion. I tell you what, I would be my thing, because I like all that. But it's put with cheese. Not yet. I've got another one for you.
I'll go on then.
Bubble and squeak.
Bubble and squeak. Yeah, that always makes me feel like sound like some kind of witch thing.
Yeah, bubble and squeak. Or your leftover vegetables, and that you have to fry it the next day, and that makes you bubble. I like bubble and squeak, actually. I never really did it before.
It just makes me feel like a witch over a cauldron.
Doesn't it?
Rumpelstiltskin's long lost cousin. I love it.
Yeah. Oh dear. especially my height, it would be, wouldn't it? 5 foot nothing. Oh dear. So then we have, drums roll, the spotted dick.
Everyone likes to go. That's like a lot of people's go-to.
Do you know, I was thinking that today as well when we were talking about, you don't have these sort of puddings really in the pubs, do you? You're toad in the hole, the spotty dick. There's another one as well that I can't think, but it was so naughtily funny. I heard dick where. Don't answer. On a postcard. Sorry. I had to do something weird. So yeah, spotted dick. Why would you come up with the name spotted dick?
So spotted dick, everyone's favourite dessert. The name probably has something to do with it too. The spots are fairly self-evident, while the word dick is an ancient term for pudding.
Ah.
Don't let the name put you off, it's delicious.
Oh, dear.
My disappointment is immeasurable. Don't get my hopes up like that.
And then we've got
I'm pretty sure you'd rather have normal dick. Caino, I mean, come on. You really want a spotted one? I can confirm dick is delicious. We don't need to hear about this, Caino.
Yeah, but it's the name Richard, isn't it? Richard, actually, the original name for Richard is Dick.
Or the short name to it.
Yeah. No, the Richard, that's where it was actually Dick.
Oh.
So they changed it to Richard, so that's why everybody takes the piss out of Richard as a Dick name.
Ah. What the heck is Eton mess?
Eton mess is meringues, fruit and cream, and bits
just
of
mashed
chocolate,
up.
and it all mashed up.
Yeah, like from this image, it looks like a mess.
Yeah. So that's kind of.
I would get the images up, but it's a lot of fiddling that I don't have time for. Mucky dripping.
That looks like gravy that's dripped all over your gravy jug.
Oop, got to go. Okay, Caino, see you around.
See you later, Caino. Don't forget to get us on ketchup.
Yeah, they tell you what they are here, you know.
Yeah, it does. I just said it's gravy dripped round
It's
all
a type of gravy made from all the juices left at the bottom of the roasting pan.
Mm.
Isn't that what you do?
Mm.
Ah, okay.
It gives it that extra flavour.
Bread and dripping.
Now that's to do with bread, and you've got a bit of fat. Some people put in fat, but what I do, add crispy and but what I do is, for my dripping, when I cook bacon, because I cook it on the grill, and you've got your fat there, I get a piece of bread and just dip it in.
Okay. Oh yeah, I've seen you do that.
Now that's new to me.
Periwinkles.
Periwinkles, yeah. I've never heard of that
What
one.
is that? Do you want to say? Periwinkles is a type of tiny edible sea snail. That
attaches itself to rock.
What's this
in the
French
ocean.
rubbish?
Pick them and fry them with little bread and butter. Lovely.
France be on their way with the guillotine. Oh no! We're all gone.
There's
No!
more than that. There is more. We'll have to get some more up next time. What else?
That's
Nick, can you
terrible.
remember any funny names for food?
No, go away. No, I don't want to pay for stupid newspapers. Excuse me. Oh yeah, that sardines pie one.
Oh.
You never heard of that? It's just like a bunch of chopped up fish sticking out of a pie. Where's the names? Oh, they're all on the side, but these millions of pop-ups are in the way. And people wonder why they do alternative ways of things.
There's Bubble and Squee that I mentioned.
There's your bubble screw, yeah.
There's
Spotted dick, yeah.
Welsh.
rarebit or rabbit. Tourists and roads produce fine. Do I really got to tap that button every time? This is the
name is
Telegraph,
said
by the
to
way,
be
so
something of
it's
an
rubbish.
English joke coined in the 18th century when many Welsh were so poor they could not even afford a cheap meat like rabbit. Oh. Where is he? Ah! So it's like French bread, isn't it? French bread. And what it is you scrambled up some egg and you dip the bread in it and then you fry it. That's French bread, but that's a bit daft, and it would have called it something else.
Cullen skink, a speciality from the town of Cullen on Scotland's northeast coast. Cullen skink is a thick soup made from haddock, potatoes, and onions. Theories as to where the word skink comes from differ. It may be a variation on the Scots skink, meaning soup made from the shin of beef. Beef. Ah, there you go. So there you go. Stargazy pie. Sounds rather quaint, but this Cornish dish of
Cornish.
Welsh rabbit, baked under pastry crust, won't appeal to anyone. It traditionally has fish heads poking through the crust, so they appear to be gazing up at the sky. Scam. There we go. I just had a scam email come up.
What's that? Singing
hinnies? A
like
rather delightful name for a northern dish of currant caked cooked on a griddle. Singing refers to the sizzling sound of the cakes as they're cooked in fat, while hinny is of course a northern term for endearment. Angels on horseback.
Oh, that's new. Oh, pig in blankets.
Pigs in blankets.
That's another one.
Traditional Victorian appetizer of oysters wrapped in bacon and grilled is little known today, but the snack's dastardly cousin, the devil on horseback.
Oh, that'd be a good one to
That's
set up
prunes.
in the pubs again, wouldn't it?
That's prunes or dates wrapped in bacon. So that's prunes.
I'd be interested to actually bring that back as a remedy, isn't it? Jam roly poly. Yeah, that's a good name, isn't it?
That is funny. That's it. Rolling up a
Do
soup.
you remember the ones at my age upwards? We used to have these things at school dinners.
Sweetbreads.
Did you do school dinners?
Yeah, I think somebody said in one of the articles that it's not sweet. So was it suey pudding in a Swiss roll style?
Yeah. What about what's that bloody Wellington? What's it?
Oh, this one's called Love in Disguise. It's this. So in times gone by, is the solution was simply to give it a fancy sounding name. Love in Disguise is in fact a stuffed calf's heart.
I was just going to say, can you let Emily in?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Yeah, so that's fascinating, isn't it? Let's get a list more. If you can think of any foods that got a funny name or reason for it, you'll have to drop us a line. Let us know. Put it in the comments or put it in later on, and we'll look it up and then we'll put pictures on next time. Do it in about 2 weeks' time, not next week, week after. That gives everybody a chance to do things together. I suppose we've got to now wrap up.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Poor Emily's here, and I haven't left space for her.
Beef Wellington, isn't it? Is it Beef Wellington where you got the beef in it?
That just sounds like a guy that wears No,
it was named after Beef Wellington because it's to do with beef and it's wrapped up in puff pastry.
Okay. Very well then. Yo, right, we're gonna wrap it up because I gotta go help poor Emily because I haven't left her space. I feel bad for that. Alrighty, guys, that'll be all. Huge thanks for watching, and
catch you later.
Many thanks to our Patreon supporters: Caino, Nggyunglydngraady, Pitybug, and Scary Mary.
And now I've got to go and get my stuff ready now to go to my sister's because I'm not even packed to go yet. I've just got a box, whatever, throwing bits in that as I'm going along, so I've got to get my clothes.
Carry on. I'm just
that's it.
the link. Yeah.
I've got to get my clothes. I thought he was going to do something.
Yeah, and I gotta go help poor Emily. So that'll be all for now. Subscribe, like, and all the other things that you do on YouTube, and follow on Twitter, Twitch. I mean. Okay. See you around.
Catch you later, alligator. See you
Bye.
crocodile. See you next week. Oh yeah, I've got to do this bit. I'm supposed to have to end it.
Bye. Did you
Why
even
did you do
push
that
the
one?
button?
I did. It went that one. See, look. Oh.
Say that it feels right. That it feels right.